Oh, hello. Are there?
Ciao, benvenuti all'Autodromo Nazionale di Monza per il Gran Premio d'Italia. In English, hello and welcome to the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. You join us here at the Temple of Speed for what is going to be, arguably, could be one of the best races so far this season. We've got 4 new drivers with us this evening, which we will introduce throughout the course of the session, and we have got 18 drivers this evening going for that ultimate prize of 25 points. Now, I've said we. I am joined once again by the incredible Rigsy X, who joins me for yet another Grand Prix, and I'm sure he's very looking forward. Very bad, I'm sure he's looking forward to this Italian Grand Prix live here in Monza. So, Rigsy, how are you feeling ahead of this final race of the European season?
Firstly, Mildy, it's great to be back once again here, especially for Monza. It's one of the races on the season that I actually really look forward to. As well, so we're most likely looking for Alphabal and Johan to make a well home impression for the Tifosi and the Ferrari faithful here at Monza, just a few miles north of Milan. We're in northern Italy, but no, as you're saying, Temple of Speed, I'm expecting cars to kind of trim the wing and the downforce as much as they possibly can to try and maximise the engine's potential. Because it's just like, you've got like the main straight, you've got the straight coming into the Parabolica, which I'm on board with FG Cripps here at the minute. He's just coming into Parabolica, and you've got the straight between the second Lesbo and Ascari there, so you've got three incredibly long straights, and I feel like that'll be the main source of action. I mean, yeah, you've got the Curva Grande turn 3 there as well. We've seen cars gone side by side there in the past. 2 incidents that I remember, well, in real life anyway, would be Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso going side by side round there in 2 years in succession, the Red Bull and Ferrari when they were back then. It was quite a good time ago, but no, Monza's always got the promise for good, close racing, and I feel like it'll just be a massive slipstream fest here as well.
So, Rigsy, you was talking about Curva Grande. We've got some incredible corners around this track. The first corner, Curva de Ratificio, the first corner. What can we expect from that? It's going to be a pretty interesting first corner of the race, isn't it?
It's really tight down there. Like as you're coming down, it's one of the longest run-ins to the first corner, but the first corner's a really tight chicane. Like from the start, from your grid slot, I mean you've got enough of an opportunity to kind of have a wee look at the inside and that, but you really need to. I feel that your start here in Monza is really critical, but knowing the fact that you need a good start, but it's keeping it clean, because as you get into the first chicane, I feel like the track narrows as well, and because you're carrying such high speeds, like obviously you're not going to go too fast into the first chicane, like on the first lap from the start, but like as the race goes on, and if you're in like battles with other drivers, if you're getting slipstream, DRS gets activated in like lap 3, anytime after that you can hit speeds like just short of 230, and trying to slow that down into a tightening chicane is going to be a massive challenge for the drivers. So I will be expecting to kind of be playing about with their brake biases throughout the race as well, but I think as well, like Monza is like, well, you've got Curva Grande and you've got Ascari, that's your kind of quick kind of corners, but the rest of them are quite, well, I would say slow. I was going to say slow, but I mean, you've got the Retifilio chicane, which is the first chicane, you've got the Variante de Roja, however it is, something along the lines. I mean, you'll probably be able to do a better pronunciation of that than me, the second chicane.
Variante da Rogia.
That'll be the kind of chicanes will be the main test for the car's brakes and the brake bias. But you've got your Curva Grande, you've got your first and second Lesmos, Ascari, Parabolica, like these iconic high speed corners. Where I do like, I mean, I feel like there'll be action there as well, but they'll know it's hard on the brakes. But you will need good traction as well. So I do suspect that drivers will be pushing to have more traction coming out of corners, so they'll be kind of adjusting the throttle as well as they're racing through as well, to try and combat also tyre wear and that as we go on.
Dominic goes P1 there with a 1:18.7. Very good lap time there from the McLaren. He's had a lot of connection issues so far this season, Rixie, and I believe Eka's 2 wins now in the lead, but we've still got Italy, Singapore, Russia, Japan, so many great races, so I'm sure that Dominic will be putting his foot down and really pushing for that victory here this evening. Because, I mean, Hungary, his home race 2 weeks ago didn't really go very well, did it? So we need to watch out for that. Another driver, though, who's coming into pit lane now, but we are looking forward to seeing him in this qualifying session, Riggsy, LRS Mercury. Now, Mercury said in the week, Riggsy, in an interview with the media, he said that Italy is his favourite circuit on the calendar, and he's ready to win. He's ready to get his first win of the season. So we should be looking forward to be seeing him in action here in Italy this evening. He should be on it. So
Definitely. I mean, I think qualifying will be quite crucial because you really need to be on the same level as your teammate. I feel like a lot of there'll be a lot of dummy runs, if you will, if you want to call them dummy runs. You'll have LRS and his teammate there, Churka, who's up in P5 at the moment, we're 19.3. He'll probably Churka will probably come out. Ermeki will probably come out just no long behind, and they'll try and maximise the slipstream as much as they can to try and get as much speed and as much time out of the car as they possibly can. But no, I do feel slipstream will be a big factor in getting pole position and to get yourself up at the top end of the field.
Looking at slipstream, sorry, F1 Gravity had a good bit of slipstream, I believe, off the McLaren of Dominic there. That was a good little bit of slipstream. He's 2 tenths up on his personal best in the first sector. He's just come through the Variante de Roggia, is it? Roggia? And then these 2 Lesmos. Now, some drivers actually call them the 2 Lesmos. There's a little meme there, but we don't want to be disrespectful. But those Lesmo call it. I was actually about to call it Lesmos then. Those Lesmos are very iconic. Of course, we've seen Lewis Hamilton crash in 2009, I think, on his way for victory, and he messed that up 10 years ago. And we've had so many action in the league as well. So many actual overtakes have taken place at the second Lesmo. So drivers have been very confident in the past in STB. But another driver is very confident is Gravity that he goes on the artificial grass. That's not going to do him any favour. He's going to go 5 tenths up. He's at P5 there, 119.3 there. So that's a decent lap from the Red Bull. Been struggling so far this season, hasn't he, Wixie?
Was it, sorry?
He's been struggling. F1 Gravity.
Gravity's not really been. I don't think he's been up to speed with the car. These quite a regular basis. I don't think it's as extreme as the real life situation at Red Bull earlier in the season. I do feel like Gravity does have pure talent there. He's just trying to channel that and try and unleash it in the car that he's got. And it's just a matter of...
Rixie, did you say that Gasly has no talent? Is that what you just said?
I mean, I'm not saying Gasly doesn't have talent. I mean, if I was to sit and say Gasly had no talent, then him just getting second place in yesterday's race in Brazil just completely blows that out the water. But no, I mean, I don't think Gravity's, and I mean, Gravity has talent, and it's just a matter of trying to unleash that. It might just be a matter of just trying to kind of figure out what kind of setup best suits his style of driving, how the car suits his style of driving. Tracks as well. I mean, Monza's a favourite track for the majority of drivers, I would assume. But I mean, you could go to Singapore next week and everybody would hate it just purely because of the nature of the track. But no, and no way was I trying to pull some shots there on Gravity. I think he's a talented enough driver to warrant his seat.
Definitely. Okay, Rixie, thank you for your input there. F1 Gravity there. No, let's get it back. DJ Daniel.
Yeah, F1 Gravity in the heat now.
F1 Danny. Yeah, F1 Danny. Let's just go with that. DJ Danny, welcome to the party now. Welcome, benvenuti here to the party. Like the digital, I'm going to give you a quick interview. I've been brushing up on my Italian, so I'm proper in the Italian mood this evening. I've had pasta for my dinner. I'm proper in the Italian mood. But we're here in Monza. Is this your favourite track, or would you say another track is? Is this track that you love on the calendar?
It's a good track. It's just a shame that I'm not very quick around it. I'm probably going to be towards the back end, and it doesn't help I've got a DRS failure.
Oh yes, I actually seen that. I didn't comment on it though, but I did see that you weren't using DRS down the straight. So hopefully McLaren can get that sorted. Another thing then, talking about your pace, we've got another driver in the lobby at the moment, LRS Merck I'm currently with, and he is on pace at the moment, P5. Now, he said to me before the Grand Prix not to big him up, but I've got high hopes for him. And I know that you've been with him quite a lot in practicing. How is he looking ahead of this Italian Grand Prix? Do you think Toro Rosso can get a win in their home country?
I think he can get a good result. I think he's been quite unlucky, obviously, the last few races. He's finished on the podium, but he's not taken that position because of penalties and stuff like that. And I think he's been quite unlucky with that, but I think this race could be one that he's very strong at. He's up with the top guys. I mean, he's only 2.5 tenths off Dominic.
Yes.
And so I think I think if he can get I think he can get top 3 today. I think he can. I think
expectations there for Alex Murphy.
I think he deserves it as well, though.
Definitely bigging him up here in the lobby. Another question, Danny, for you. Belgium, I believe, wasn't actually a good race for you. How were you hoping to improve on that performance that you had in Belgium and transfer some of the skills here in Italy? How are you going to get a better result here?
I think just try and stay with the pack and hope to get some decent points.
And Marley's gone wide there. Sorry, Marley, in the racing point, has gone wide there on the first Lesno. And he has had to abort his lap there. Sorry, Danny, carry on.
So I think get top 8, top 7. I think that would be my target. Hopefully, when I go out for my next run, I'll have DRS. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Because as you can see, I am like 5 tenths down in the first sector, which if you put that on puts me P8. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, Stalo then, the first ever STB Chilean driver, currently in P13, and he's just gone the 10th up there in the second sector. Danny, I will let you go out on circuit, have a great race. Try not to grass me up too Mercury for bigging him up. But I will hope to see you very soon, and I hope you have a great race here in Italy. As next Stalo then, from Chile, goes into P9, he goes a 119.5, that puts him up into P9, yeah. So there you go.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny.
No
Rixie, we're currently obviously 3 minutes to go in the session. How important is it for the drivers to be the last ones out on circuit?
I mean, I'll quickly highlight. I hope it's important for McLaren to get DJ Danny's DRS fixed there as well. I heard that he had a wee failure there. If you have no DRS, there's not really much of a point in going out and putting a lap in. But no,
especially around Italy.
I think everybody is gonna be. I've got a wee glitch. No, right there.
Alpha for Ferrari. That's a Tifosi going absolutely wild. Rixie, I can hear it outside the commentary box. Tifosi going wild as Alpha Bau approaches turn 1. Let's go through his lap. And while we're doing that, Rixie, so how important is it to be first out on the circuit here in, last out, setting a lap in Italy?
To be last, I think it is most important. I mean, the track is always getting greener, is what the commentators normally say, as the session progresses, as more rubber. I think that's quite ironic as it sounds, but I mean, if the more you kind of go out there and the track rubbers in and drivers get a feel in that, but I think in Monza, it's no matter who is out first, it's just a matter of who's out last, because
yes, definitely.
You're going to pick up all the slipstream and the double toe and DRS there as well. I mean, it's going to be the exact same situation as real life, where you just see all the drivers bunched up in the final qualifying session. and they actually like. Hopefully, they don't miss the checkered flag, but it's just going to be really packed, especially because Monza is quite narrow as well. I just hope that they don't kind of like step on each other's toes when it comes to putting a final lap in. But we see Alphabal coming in Parabolica, and he's coming up to the line. I don't really know what
he's not feeling very well today, so
I mean,
he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna have the best of performances. I don't think he's gonna be able to show us his true ability here.
And he's just straight lined the first chicane there as well, Maldi. He's just straight lined the first chicane at the Rettifilio there. He didn't even attempt to slow down there, for what I could see. But we're into the final minute, and yellow flags are in the third sector. So
Danny has got DRS sorted. So the McLaren team have sorted out his DRS as he comes down now. Comes through the second part of the Rettifilio. Is it Ratafilio or Retafilio? I think it's Reto.
I normally say the Retafilio.
I think it's Retafilio. That sounds more Italian to me. And now there's Mercury is giving Danny some very much needed slipstream there. 3 tenths up on his time. And here we go. Danny's on it. Here we go.
Then. And Eke improved by 2 tenths there, but it only got him to 4th fastest there. The top 4 are the only drivers to be in the 118. As we see, Churka spun. He's had a spin. The second chicane, and he's trying his best to get it out of the way. So the yellow
Churka's been disqualified. Churka has been disqualified from I was about to say Hungarian Grand Prix there, from the Italian Grand Prix qualifying. Is that going to mean he's going to fit?
And the yellow flags
on the grid.
The yellow flags will be out at the first Lesmo. They'll be out at the first Lesmo, so drivers will not be able to improve on their times through that corner. Churka will be starting for the back.
Italy.
Oh, that's disaster for the Toro Rosso team there.
They had some good qualifying things as well. Gravity's going to get a bit of slipstream here. This is going to be good for him. A bit of a toe.
But in that melee, we missed Toxic Fusion taking pole position in the Renault for Urban Unicorn there on the front row as it stands. Everybody else coming round today, a final time. So I can see Gravity's he's done by a 10th, he can't improve. Alpha Bal's done by 2 tenths. Here as well, he's coming through the second Lesmo now. He's got a car in front of him, it's a Renault, number 21. There, he's coming down under the bridge into Ascari.
That was a pretty anticlimactic end to the session. We didn't really see much apart from Fusion there gets pole position. But that is expected, you know, he does have good pace around this Monza circuit. We've seen it in the past, so I'm not that too surprised about Fusion, because he always shows some great pace around this circuit, but...
definitely. Alpha Bal though is just coming around the final corner. He's looking to improve the 13th on the grid by 1:19.6 here. He's up to the line here, checking flag waves, and he's done by 3 tenths, so he doesn't improve. It's no the session Ferrari we're looking for either. Here in Monza, they start from 10th at best with Johan, the newcomer, well, the returnee to the league. Only getting 10th for the Ferrari. DJ Danny might have got his DRS fixed, but it really didn't improve much on his time. He starts 15th, but there we go. Alphabal was the final runner there in the qualifying session, and that is us.
That is bad. That is not good. Churka has been disqualified from the Italian Grand Prix. Rigsy, how is that going to affect Churka's confidence going into this race? Because that must be an absolute blow.
I mean, I think Churka will be sitting there thinking, like, he was qualifying 5th beforehand, he was sitting 5th fastest, he would have been between Eke and Jamham, so he would have been right near the front of the grid. To be disqualified purely for just trying to turn the car back round and get back onto the road, it's a bit harsh. Like, he wasn't really impeding on anybody, he wasn't really getting in anybody's way or nothing, like, he wasn't really kind of causing any kind of chaos or melee or anything. Just so to be disqualified for that in a Toro Rosso in their home race is a bit harsh, but it means, I think that means he's got free tyre strategy, and he's at the back. So if there is any incident, like God forbid there's no, he can do everything that he can just to kind of keep slow and just kind of watch it all unfold and then attack when he sees the best opportunity. So I think maybe starting at the back might come as a bit of a blessing in disguise.
I will have to find out. So then, Rigsy, we've seen in the past, I do remember 2011 Italian Grand Prix, the Antonio Lovizzi just coming from absolutely nowhere and destroying every single driver in his path. I mean, could that happen this evening?
I mean, it would really take somebody to forcefully shove the other person off the road onto the grass on the inside. I mean, like, we've had really tight moments in it. The first chicane and previous, like, I mean, when I say previous races, I mean over the years. Like, I mean, like, I can remember the crash really in 2011. I remember the big crash in 2000. It was there as well at the first chicane and at the second chicane there as well. But no, like, it is really critical just to kind of keep other drivers out of your bubble, just so you can actually make it through. Because it is just, as I was saying in the qualifying session, it just gets tighter as you get into it. Like, you'll notice it when you're on board. Like, it just looks like it just gets tighter as well, especially when you're turning in for the first right. It just tightens up so much. So going side by side will be a bit of a brave game, I suppose, especially on the first couple of laps when you've got your fuel tanks filled to the brim and tyres on the really up to temperature. Brakes are kind of just getting there. But they'll use the formation lap to actually get the car in the best kind of possible situation for the start.
So, Rigsy, we've got 6 drivers then on a set of mediums. That is as follows. Marley is on a set of mediums. Alphaville, Matty, Danny always goes for the alternate strategy. F1, FG Crips and Churka. So Churka, yes, has gone for that alternate strategy. I just wanted to say, I do apologise. I didn't really react. I didn't really react to Fusion's pole position. I do believe that's his first pole position, sorry, of the season. I do believe that is the case. So, well done there to Fusion. He's had a dismal season compared to last. And he's not really in the championship battle. I mean, a win today would really get him up there, but I don't think. Well, I don't mean to be nasty or anything, but I don't think it's going to be in his reach this season. But he could well be back in season 16. Trying to get something, but disaster just yield. But we've still got those races, haven't we, Rigsy? So anything can happen here. And of course, Italy is raring to go. The Tifosi are absolutely going wild in the grandstands ahead of this Italian Grand Prix, round 14, I believe it is, of the season. And XR Dominic there will be hoping for a good result because he needs some good points over Eke if he wants to keep the championship alive. Same with Urban Unicorn. Ideally for them, Rigsy, Eke needs to retire from this race if they want to properly be in the battle. So anything is possible though here in Formula 1. The drivers then are going to line onto the grid. Churka just coming round now. He's going to have the warmest tyres. Is it going to be the best start? We'll find out in a few moments' time. Rigsy, are you ready for the Italian Grand Prix?
I'm absolutely excited for this race, Maldi.
Here we go.
I'm looking forward to it.
3 lights on the gantry, it's 4 lights on the gantry, it's 5. My game is lagging once again. It slides down away. They go for the 14th time this season for the Italian Grand Prix. What a start here from Eke's already in the slipstream of Urban Unicorn. Now he's in second place. 3 wide down in the curve of the Filio into turn number 1. And Eke's going to have the inside line to Urban. Urban's going to round and go around the outside. We're going to look at the back of the field now. Oh, look at this. Oh, there's been some contact down at the back of the field. Contact at the back there. Churka's avoided a bit of contact. FD Crips there. So a bit of front wing flying here in Italy, Rigsy. But I don't think there's any major crashes. We've got Sink Buckley now on the back of Jamham. He's going to try and get the overtake done. Here you go. Late braking on his inside. Done it. Absolutely annihilated him there. Closed that door right in his face. He's got a bruise. That's how aggressive that was. Incredible move there. We've got Mech Starlo then in a P10 as well. That's a great start there from the Racing Point driver. All the way from Chile, remember. First ever Chilean driver, so I'm looking forward to seeing him in action. But Rigsy, pretty clean start from first to about 6th there. Buckley picked up at least one position there off the start.
One step that I really noticed in particular then, you picked up on it there in the commentary, was Eke just got such a great launch off his grid slot there, and he was able to get himself in between the McLaren and the Mercedes in front. And he's got P3 here at the moment. He'll be looking at Urban Unicorn and Toxic Fusion in front. Dominic is there behind. He lost out on the start. But as you're saying, top 6, top 7 had a clean start.
Urban Unicorn's in that slipstream. He's attacking on lap 2, Rigsy. He's on the inside of the Renault driver. He's going to have the line, he's going to have the pace, he's going to have the DRS. No, he won't. I'll lie because it's only lap 1. But Fusion's going to defend there. He's going to force Urban Unicorn a bit wide. That opens up the circuit. Side by side go the two drivers. What about the ERS here around the circuit? And Echo's trying to get involved now.
And Eke will be
Okay,
tucking,
here we
he's
go.
still under the slipstream of the Mercedes there, but now it'll be Toxic Fusion that gets it as Urban Unicorn moves back onto the racing line. Urban Unicorn's defending the inside. Eke's going to run the outside. He's got second for Toxic Fusion, but he's going to do the switch back and run up
Fusion's on
the
the
first
Lesmo. We've seen this every season. There's at least one overtake on the Lesmos. There's one overtake on every single STB race there's ever been. There's always been an overtake on the first Lesmo. Fusion tried to do it there. He was the first driver this season, so he's in the slipstream now on Eke for P number 2. To be honest, it's been a pretty clean first lap. First 2 laps there, so it's going good for these drivers. But one driver I'm really seeing now is LRX Mercury. He's on it now in the slipstream of XR Gravity. XR Dominic. I'm not into the Grand Prix that I'm getting the names wrong. Rixie, this is a problem.
Mercury's done all that he's needed today so far off his grid slot there. He's up into P5. He'll have Buckley for company though behind, but he is going to look forward and look to progress up the field as he sees Dominic right in front of him here. He's under slipstream. Is he going to pull to the inside? Nah, doesn't really think much. 8 on lap 3.
Oh, and there's been contact between Fusion and Dominic there down in turn 1. Mercury in is going to get the overtake done. There you go, sweet as you like there. Dominic caught napping on the exit of turn 2, and Mercury's defending to the inside there.
Mercury's moved to the inside there. And Dominic's going to run the outside at the second chicane. Retakes P4 with an absolutely brilliant move there by the McLaren driver. Mercury back down to 5th, and he's going to have Buckley clipping at the heels here, especially as he's coming down into Ascari. Well, after the second Lesmo, of course, but he's going to come down to Ascari, and Buckley will have DRS, but so will LRS make the heel use that as his former defence, as well as burn some ERS and burn some fuel here.
Jamham's got DRS, Alpha Bauer's got DRS, Johan's got DRS, and Max Starlo's got DRS, so they've all got DRS here in Monza. It's the DRS
and
Grand Prix. There's a safety,
massive
crash! Massive crash at the back of the field! Fusion gone! Fusion gone, I think. Safety, is that safety car? I'm not sure what the hell happened there down at the back of the field with Alpha Bau and Sink Buckley who was involved in that. Sink Buckley was involved in that. Massive amounts of contact down there. We've got the harsh with no front wing, I believe. Oh, that is Fusion is in the pit lane, so I think both Renaults collided down at the back of the field there. Well, at the front, but now they're at the back. Oh, the scenes here in Monza. My throat is hurting after that encounter.
And Renault will be double stacking, and Toxic Fusion stopped Toxic Fusion, and they've served Buckley instead, but Buckley was in second in the pit lane. That's one thing I just noticed there. Toxic Fusion's car's just been glitched outside his pit box, and they waited for Buckley to come in, who came in about a good few seconds behind, so Toxic Fusion's lost more time there as well. Has he? As he went out? I've absolutely no idea what's happening in this pit lane. It glitched and said Toxic Fusion was waiting at his pit box to, well, his teammate was going to serve him, his teammate wasn't even there. I think that's just a game glitch there for what I could see, but I mean, that's disaster for Renault as well. They were up in, well, Buckley was up in 6th challenging Mercury, and Toxic Fusion set it on pole, and how the race has just tipped on its head there for the Renault team. But again, that one there's Ferrari. Alpha will get caught up in all there, and well, his ghost car's still floating about the circuit, but he's left the session, so I don't know what's happening with that. But he get caught up in that melee as well. I've seen an Alfa Romeo.
I only caught like when everyone was spinning out. It was a major sort of event here. As Aaron Matty's now got the slipstream on Danny. He's making a bit of fun in this race.
It seemed to be. Well, I caught the tail end of it. I was following. No Toxic Fusion, I was following Buckley coming through Ascari, and the car in front of him, which was his teammate Toxic Fusion, or it was the other way about, but it was a Renault that just got too wide on the entry to Ascari, clipped, kind of got his rear right onto the inside curb of the right-hander bit on Ascari, and the car just went round, and he skated back onto the middle of the track, and then everybody just...
part of his front wing? Is that just me?
I've absolutely no clue. We'll need to see the footage and the world feed there to see if there's any damage on it.
That was a
we'll
major That was a major contact right there down at the Scarry. That was major, Rigsy, down there.
It's definitely through the span on the works for the drivers that were in the kind of midfield kind of area when it's happened, because they've had to come in and make a pit stop, and they'll most likely have to make a second pit stop.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Rixie. We've got Eoral Matty now making ground on Marley. This is for P10. Look at him. He's always been running back end of the grid. The back end of the grid. He's kept out of trouble here in Monza. And he's currently now in the slipstream on Marley. This could be P10 here. We've got a bit of action going on here. We've got F1 Gravity trying to get past next Starlo, and he's done that.
It's a track where I feel that the Williams will be best suited there as well, because it is purely just on the drivetrain. It's purely on the powertrain and the engine as well. So I do expect Williams to kind of be trying to kind of find their rhythm here a wee bit. But fair play to Matt. He's kind of kept his nose clean and he's hassling Malley for P10.
I don't think Dominic's got lost any front wing, but he is really struggling. He's losing a lot of time to Eke. It might just be his pace is not on there, but something is going on in the atmosphere here in Monza. I can feel it. You know when you can feel something's going on. Something's weird is going on, but something that weird is going on. We're not expecting this. Matt is in the situation on Marley now. He's out of DRS of Hamjam 2002, so that is crucial for his chances of any DRS action.
And there's a spin there as well. DJ Danny's run. DJ Danny's run on the exit of Scary there.
Well, there you
so
go.
he's
there
just
you go.
lost
and the
it.
camera isn't picking them up. The camera is not picking them up here. Yeah, we got coverage now. The cameraman was not picking him up, but P14 for Danny. That's a disastrous move.
The classic Carlos Sainz effect, that. But especially since it is a McLaren there as well. But no, I just caught the tail end of DJ Danny there. He continues to get in. No damage there.
Oh, here we go. Wait there
in.
a minute. Sorry. Oh, you master! There's a crash between the two Latin drivers. There's a collision between the two Latin drivers. It's Johan and Max Stylo in their debut race. Max's debut and Johan's return to the league, and they've both collided, both from Spain and Chile respectively. And there you go. There you go. Disastrous there. I think they just got clipped on each other. They were being very aggressive. Very aggressive. Rigsy, and they just got clipped onto each other.
I mean, it seems I didn't really get to see too much there. I just seen them both in the loss, so we'll need to kind of watch that when I replay there and see the racing point. Well, is the racing point got some damage? He's not got his right
both got
plate.
damage, I think. Have they both got damage?
So they'll both, and Johan is making his place back up to 12th. The Ferrari doesn't have any of its end plates on the side of the front wing there, so they'll need to need to pit there as well. But no, disastrous for Ferrari, especially on their home turf with Tifosi. You can just hear their hearts sinking in the grandstands as they see the Ferrari in the wall and Alphaville sitting cruising.
Oh, here we go,
Matty
17th. Going for P number 7. What the?
Massive look up there to slow the car down, but he just makes it stick. Takes the place off Malley. He's up into P7. And Hamjam's no Hamjam. Jamham's made his stop. He's on the hards, so he'll be gone to the end. Some classic one-stop soft to hards, or I do expect maybe some people to try and maybe push the soft to medium strategy, but we'll need to see how they cope with the tyre deck in the next couple of laps.
Soft to prime, and when I think about 11 laps on the softs, when we had them weird compounds back in the day. And I nearly won the Italian Grand Prix, but the safety car done me over. This is not a good track in my memories. Not a good track, Rigsy. I like to erase all memory of the season 5 Italian Grand Prix. I don't like it. Anyway, Mercury
it's just
then,
left a mark on
Dominic.
Mercury will be looking. Dominic has to defend. He's gone inside. He needs to go in the defensive here. Mercury's looking round the outside. Into the podium places he goes. Into the first chicane. Slows the car down perfectly. Takes P3 into the podium. Lap 9 and 27, Urban Unicorn is...
4.5 seconds up the road.
But aye, there we go. There's your man there, Maldi, the Toro Rosso and Mercury up into the top 3. Just short of 5 seconds behind the Red Bull of Eke, and Urban Unicorn still leads this race on lap 9 of 27. Dominic's just no luck like he's at the races. He's no felt. I mean, like at the start, it was kind of fine when he was in the slipstream at Eke and Urban Unicorn and that, but as the race has kind of developed in the first 9 laps, he's just no fun his feet. But he's going to look up the inside of Mercury here up into Ascari, retakes the place. I feel like these two will just be swapping positions as this race progresses on. But Dominic has a wee bit of a slide on there on the exit of the Ascari there, and you can see the Red Bull and the Mercedes just coming in parabolica there as they're
He's got some
start lap
serious
10.
pace, Rixie. He's now caught up to Hamja. This is insane.
This will be the mediums kind of starting to come into their element now. The softs, I feel like the soft runners will start just taking a day tyre management, ERS management and a lot. Matty's got like 85% of ERS. His ERS there is a lot at his disposal. And he's up into P3 as we see Mercury, Dominic, Ham Jam. Plenty of action here on the pit lane. They're going to lose out and make gains. Dominic still takes, he beats Mercury out in the Toro Rosso there as well. The McLaren team got him out there with a perfect stop. DJ Danny's coming through the pit straight now. He'll see his teammate just in front. Jamham's already made his pit stop. He's on 3 lap. Old hard tyres. Gravity's made his stop onto mediums. He's doing the soft to medium run, so he's going to have to make 17 lap mediums run their length. Hamjam's coming out on mediums. He's doing the same strategy as the Red Bull. Seeing if there's anybody too much. Johan's made a pit stop. Mex has made a pit stop. They're both on hards. They're just going to have to go. They just need like a safety car or something. Just try and get them back in the race a wee bit. As we see Jamham picking up a penalty there for multiple ones as well. But the battle for the lead continues.
Look at EKZRS, Rixie. Look at EKZRS.
He's just had the time to say when they're coming out of the pits. We're going to have a race of the pit crews here for the lead. Mercedes versus Red Bull. Don't need to go too far down the pit lane.
Can we just appreciate this moment that we're about to experience right now? ERL Matty is going to lead for the first time.
Very briefly, he just had the lead there. He still just got it there, for what I could see on the timing screens there. But Mali just decides Maldi's going to say he's going to have the lead for the first time. No, he's not.
First race in STB, and he's got the lead of the race. That is absolutely incredible.
It's quite the achievement to have. It's quite the achievement to lead your first race.
Different strategies, but
definitely. This will be the mediums. This will be the medium time. Mediums will kind of be having that the temperature. Grip's still perfect in comparisons to the soft tyre. This is just kind of their time. The pit window is open as we've seen everybody coming in, making their pit stops. Some are going to hard, trying to play it conservative, trying to play it safe so they can definitely make it to the end. Medium runners still kind of want to be quick, but it's a bit of a risk considering the tyre deg. They'll need to kind of keep that in account. I feel like there'll be tyre management in there as well. As we were saying there before, the Mercedes and the Red Bull of Urban Unicorn and Eke pit. Eke was on 100% ERS, so that's the other thing as well. Eke's just been sitting in the slipstream of the Mercedes and he's just been saving his ERS, which is a perfect kind of strategy because it allows him just to kind of keep in with the slipstream. The DRS will keep him in tow with the Mercedes, saves his ERS, and near the end of the race, boom, he makes his attack and takes the lead. But I mean, we'll need to see how the race unfolds. They sit 4th and 5th at the moment. The top 3 are still needing to pit, so they'll most likely maybe go on the soft tyres at the end, and they'll be quicker as the car gets lighter and the soft tyres start to rubber in there as well. Dominic has gained on Eke. He's only 2.9 seconds behind. He's kind of dropped Mercury, who's 2 seconds behind him, but DJ Danny still needs to pit in P8. Jamham will be looking at the McLaren in front of him, but he'll have the Red Bull Gravity behind on the medium tyres here as well, so I'd like to see how that kind of unfolds in the next few corners or so, because they are really bunched up coming through the second chicane and into the first and second Lesmos here. DJ Danny is still needing to pit. He's only leaving lap old mediums. Jam Ham's on the hards, and then Gravity's on the sauce here as well. So I feel like end up in the mediums, sorry. So we'll see how this unfolds as they're coming into the DRS zone here at the minute. Jam Ham will also have DRS, so he'll get the slips from Danny.
Rixie, Matty's getting very close, sorry, to the back of Marley here for the victory of the Italian Grand Prix. This is insane news for the Williams team. I don't think we'd expect this. In the slipstream, this is going to be a straightforward move, I think.
Up the inside, Matty takes the lead in the Williams. He takes the lead off the racing point as we see Urban Unicorn taking the fastest lap with a 1:21.9. And Mali's locked up. He's locked up and he's went down the escape road at the first chicane. I've just caught him a wee puff of smoke coming out his front left there. He must have locked up, or Matty must have maybe given him a wee bit of a squeeze there, but either way, Mali's failed to slow down for the first chicane there and he had to take the escape road, so he's lost it.
Action, Danny versus Jow. There's been a bit of contact there. The Williams with the Mercedes was off circuit. Gravity's got the position on Jam Ham. But Danny was very aggressive in his defending there. But Gravity, he's going to try and get past him, but it's going to be difficult. No, it's not. No, stop that. Around the outside, 8th place, let's go. Great move there from Williams.
DJ Danny will have Jam Ham for company down to the Ascari here. You'll have DRS, but DJ Danny will have DRS today for his defence. And we're starting to see people picking up penalties now. We've seen Eki's just picked up a penalty, Urban Unicorn's just picked up a penalty in the same lap, and we've just seen, I actually forget who it was that came up between the two, but there is yellow flags in the second sector. We wonder who that's for, but before we get to check who it's for, they're quickly away again. But ERL Matty still leads this race on lap 14 of 27. Cripps is in second. They both still need to pit. Urban Unicorn is our net race leader here. He sits in third and he's got Mali for company. He locked up at the first chicane. He slows it down this time round, but he's going to have Eke on the mediums on fresher set, just slowly edging into the gap that he's got. Less than a second. He'll have DRS if he keeps within the second. Dominic, he was 2 seconds, but he was just short of 3 seconds behind. Eke is just back to the 4.2. Dominic just hasn't. I just don't think he's been at one with his car this race this weekend. He's just not with any confidence.
Urban Unicorn has got some serious pace.
Definitely, he's reeling in the Alfa Romeo here, and they should have him down underneath the bank and into the Ascari. Cripps will go left. Urban Unicorn will just go right. Side by side, and Urban Unicorn takes it. Cripps knows better. Cripps knows better. He knows that's no his fight, so he just tucks in. But Eke will be looking to make a move on the racing point into the first chicane at the latest. We'll see how that goes around the parabolica. So I'm kind of thinking how long Matty's going to go and Cripps is going to go, because they both still out for another lap. They're on 14 lap mediums now. So I think they'll most likely just go to the softs. They'll push to about lap 19, lap 20 and just go in the softs at this point. As we see Eke making the move up into P4. But I feel like Matty and Cripps will just be on the soft tyres in the last stint. So they'll be really quick at the end. So we'll see what happens with that. Is there much going on down the field? Mali and Eke are still side by side. The top 5 are all within a second of each other. Mali picks up a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. The rest of the grid outside the top 5 seem to be a bit spaced out, which is a bit of a surprise to me, because I thought they would all be kind of battling each other and jostling for position, especially with the slipstream, and just the fact that this track is just pure straight. As we see Eke up into the top 3 now, the Mercedes will be the next driver in line. So we'll need to see what happens, Maldy.
Interesting Matty, let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to defend, or is he going to just, say, you know what, Urban, you go for the victory?
Is he going to come in? No, I think Matty. I think the likes of Matty, Cripps, yellow flag in the
DJ Danny!
DJ Danny's retired.
DJ Danny! What's happened to him?
Ascari. The Ascari's gone.
Virtual safety car is deployed. Virtual safety car is deployed here in Monza. That's really going to help.
See, if you were ERL Matty, Crips and Mali, you were hoping that came at least a good 10 seconds earlier because they could have got a cheap stop.
Actually.
They could have got a cheap stop. They're gonna. I mean, like, we don't like to cheer on safety cars and virtual safety cars and that, but they'll be regretting. They'll not be regretting. They'll just be wishing that it was a bit earlier. But no, they had an opportunity there. It just the whole timing of that was all around there. But DJ Danny in the McLaren has retired after an incident at the exit of the Ascari. He lost the car at the Ascari earlier in the race there as well. So I don't think Ascari's been his favourite corner on this track of late. And Alpha Bell's ghost car.
Actually at the power. Oh my God, Eke! So fast on the approach of the Parabolica. So close, nearly hit the back of Matty there from the view that I was looking at. And Matty has got 5 seconds time for speeding into the pit lane. It's not going to help him.
Nah, definitely no. I mean, it's a really easy pit lane to speed into because it is just you're coming off a fast Parabolica. You take the Parabolica at what, like 130, 140 mile an hour, and then you're just increasing the acceleration that these F1 cars can produce. And the pit lane is just right there on the straight. Like, it is really hard to slow the cars down for the pit lane.
Definitely.
So it's just an unfortunate penalty he's picked up. But ERL Matty and Crips are both on the soft tyres, so I do expect to see them pitting in some purple sector times in these final 10 laps here at Monza.
So
but
one driver that has really not had a good time of things. He got pole position and now he's in P16. It is Tatsuya X Fusion. That is absolutely disastrous news for the two Renaults.
It's definitely difficult for the Renault team to swallow, considering they were so high up on the grid. Toxic Fusion was on pole, and Buckley was
were both Renaults
8th.
involved in the carnage then, in Scarlet?
Both Renaults, because the two Renaults were kind of. I seen the Renault at Toxic Fusion or Buckley. It was definitely a Renault I can remember seeing that had lost control of their car going through a Ascari and just skated back into the middle of the circuit, and then the other Renault just clattered into the side. So it's just unfortunate for an incident to happen that involves both the drivers, because it means that Renault need a miracle now in the last 9 laps. They would have needed that virtual safety car to be a full safety car if they wanted any chance for the points. So in a chance where, especially when Toxic Fusion got pole, and he was getting his confidence back after a bit of a low run in recent races, just to have an incident like that derail that and put him to 16th, it's not going to do any good for his mental state in terms of his confidence and such. But he'll just be kind of saying to the team, just be telling him, right, just take the car to the end, see what happens in the next few laps, and if he can't gain anything, they'll probably just retire it and keep the car for Singapore in a week's time.
I'm not looking forward to that race. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not looking forward to Singapore next year.
I think Singapore is just like a kind of...
The longest race is
Singapore's just like a kind of... It's just a nighttime variation of Monaco.
Sorry, Rigsy, but Eke's up the inside of Urban. It's going to be a battle here for P1 of the Italian Grand Prix, and Eke's going to... Oh, no. Good defending there from Urban. But yeah, Singapore...
But Eke's
definitely
going to have a slipstream run the Curva Grande. Is he gaining? He's going to be burning some ERS. No, he's still choosing to save his ERS at this point. They're both on 8-lap medium tires. They both pitted at the same time. So they're on the exact same quality of tyre.
This could help
I think
Dominic as well if they keep battling like this.
I definitely, like, Dominic will be kind of wondering how much they're going to fight for the same piece of tarmac, and the more they fight, the more time they're going to lose, and this means that Dominic can gain and hopefully gain on this, Because we'd love to see Dominic up there in the fight. We'd love to see Mercury up there. We'd love to see all the drivers sitting here fighting for the win. But, like, you need Urban Unicorn and Eke to be fighting for the same bit of track for a significant amount of time for that to happen. Well, Dominic is gaining. It was 5 seconds. It's now 4.8. It's a 2/10th gain. So if he can do it consistently and maybe take a wee bit more out each time, he could get himself back into this. And he definitely needs to get himself back into this because he's been losing out to Eke and Urban Unicorn in the last few races. So he needs to get himself into the top gear so he can get points off these two drivers and get himself back into his championship hunt. And I mean, his confidence can be lacking due to his connection issues, but he needs to get himself up there. Come on, Dominic, get yourself up there, son.
What? Unicorn there picks up a penalty, but Eke's got one as well, so I don't think that's really going to matter. Let's have a look. Urban has got 2 penalties, whereas Eke has got 1. So that is crucial here in Italy. As Marley's retired. Has he just retired, or has he actually retired?
I think he has. I'm on board with Mick Stalios. I think he's just retired. I don't see his car at
Buckley's in the pits then.
And oh, it's there. It's just before the Curva Grande, Maldi. You'll see it. You'll not see it on Tox Fusion anywhere. Buckley's come out of the pits for softs, so he'll just be looking to put in the fastest lap. So it means nobody gets the extra point.
Picking up a lot of penalties.
That'll not be doing him any good. I've not been seeing too much about penalties in terms of drivers like Hamjam and Cripps. I think Cripps does have a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, and Eke, we missed it. Eke got the overtake done on Urban.
But Urban will have a run on him here through the Curva Grande again. He'll have his ERS up. No, they're saving that ERS. I think they're leaving the final battle, or the final battle anyway, to the final laps here. Because they're both just conserving the ERS. They're saving their tyres. Dominic, even with Urban Unicorn and Eke fighting, Dominic's still losing time, so I don't know if maybe the car's got a terminal issue and they just haven't identified it yet. Even with Mercury, like Mercury's 2.7 behind, but still P4's a strong haul of points for the Toro Rosso team. There as well, he's got an 8-second buffer to Gravity, who's up into 5th. Shout out to him. But no, I mean even with the leading duo battling, Dominic's just losing time. Like,
Anyway,
I don't know. I just really don't know what the team. I mean, I'll be looking forward to hearing what the team have got to say about that. Because I do feel that they should definitely be trying to involve themselves in this battle for the win. But I mean, I think Slipstream is just really powerful here, and having Nain is just a bit of a blow, if you can. I mean, like, it just doesn't really do the strategy any good.
Matty then can have DRS on Jamman. Pretty straightforward move for P6. Yep, P6 for him. There you go. Sweet as you like. DRS.
Urban Unicorn will be looking to make the move on Eke again. He'll be looking to return the favour. Once again, doing this straight here. DRS flat will be open now. I shouted down 10 minutes.
No, that's not me actually. Did you feed the ducks?
Urban Unicorn then, so I think Nix is having a few household problems. Urban Unicorn is condemned to extreme of Eke at the moment. I mean, for the championship, this isn't really not doing Urban any favours. He needs to get in that DRS and try and get himself back up into P number 1 of the Italian Grand Prix. It's not easy, of course, you know, but Urban, he's got the pace. He just needs to stay in that slipstream and try and provoke Eke into cutting a corner or something. At the moment, that's the only way that Urban Unicorn could potentially still win this race. Because at the moment, Eke's won it by default. So, what about penalties, fortunately, these days in Formula 1, but
So,
Drivers shouldn't be cutting corners.
So if Urban Unicorn wants to win, he needs to pass Eke on the level of penalties that they both have.
Yes, and he needs to
Right.
try and get Eke some sort of penalty, because I can't see Urban Unicorn overtaking him and then pulling out a good 3-second gap. I can't see that happening. Eke's on the pace. Can't really
I mean,
see that.
If we're looking at the ERS energy levels that the both cars have, Urban Unicorn's basically got a full tank in comparison to Eke, who's in 43%, it's down to 41 now. I mean, I will see Eke is right underneath the rear wing of the Red Bull there as they're coming in Parabolica to start lap 24, 8:27. Do you think, as he's pulling to the outside, Eke's gone defensive? And Eke will have a wee chance to save some ERS and tuck into the slipstream of the Mercedes. You'll see Dominic just in the rear shot there, coming down the pit straight. He's still Mercury's running, and there's yellow flags there as well in the first sector. Yellow flags were in the first sector.
Oh, Johan. Oh, he's crashed it out of the Italian Grand Prix as well. So we've got 2 retirements. I mean, if this is real life,
Johan's
it's a straight safety car. It's straight safety car.
I think that the game's just got an issue with safety cars. They just don't like dispatching them. Virtual safety cars every once in a while, you'll get one every so often, but safety cars.
Lobby, to be honest. They do cause
Safety cars are just, it's like trying to spot like a red moon or something, just something that you don't really see all that often. It's just become one of the rare entities. But hoping we don't see it in the final 3 laps anyway, or final 4 if you're cutting this one. Urban Unicorn has got a lead. Eke is Urban Unicorn's lead is allowing Eke to slipstream and save his ERS, save his energy, but I do expect the battle for the win to hit its boiling point next lap and in the final lap. I think they will just be saving the ERS just for the final 2 laps, because I feel like that's when it's properly going to get a bit spicy. Dominic I think if he just keeps on the track, P3's his, but Matty's up into 5th. He overtakes Gravity there for P5 on the inside, down into 1 there with DRS assistance there on the soft tyres there as well, so Matty will be most likely just pulling away from him after that move.
Mercury, he needs to try now gain out 11 seconds. 11 seconds if he wants to finish in P5, because Gravity, I think that's your mic, Riggsy, I think it's making a little noise.
Oh, is it?
I think your mic's making a noise. But yes, Matty has got, I believe, 11 seconds worth of penalties, and Gravity has got none. So, I mean, it's not.
There's the
really
buzz
good.
still there.
Is
the buzz? Right, no, that's fine. Right, no worries.
But Eke, I think now, he's just gonna stay within 3 seconds of Urban. I think Eke now knows he's won this race, so he's just gonna stay within 3 seconds of Urban and win this Italian Grand Prix. It's been a pretty straightforward race, I would say, for him.
Definitely. I mean, like the start that he overtook Dominic at the start, which was one tick through on his to-do list. Toxic Fusion getting involved in that incident at the Ascari in the early laps was another tick in his wee checklist. In Urban Unicorn, I think he's maybe, if he is like beating him on terms of penalties, Eke won't really challenge all that much. Like, he'll just kind of run the car to the finish, just keep the car within 3 seconds, and take a checkered flag. Well, take a second, but he'll finish first if Urban has accumulated more penalties. But no, I mean, like, the battle for the lead has been nothing short of entertainment for 26 laps, and it will probably be entertaining for more. But I mean, the rest of the field is to split. The only other real battles kind of going on now is the battle for P5 with Mercury and Matty and Gravity. The the battle with Jamham and Crips for P7, and the battle for P12 with Toxic Fusion and Mix Stallion. But we enter lap 27, Urban Unicorn is in the lead, Eki isn't attempting a move for that far back, he's just going to be happy with second place. He'll probably get the feedback for the team saying, right, you don't need to make the move, just sit in second and you'll get the win. But he needs to be aware that if he picks up another penalty, then he will have an issue with that. But Dominic is in third, 6.8 seconds off second place. He's in no man's land, same with Mercury. Just drove quiet races, kept their noses clean at the start. But Gravity will be looking at Matty now.
Oh god, it's the final lap. The final lap, Rigsy, I didn't realise.
Time flies when the races are entertaining, Maldy. They definitely do.
Well, I mean,
but
this hasn't been the most entertaining race, I must say. But Eke there is going to be, it has been a good race though. Eke then is going to come around the final corner. Hope you all guys are ready for the Italian incoming right now. We've got Eke now coming around a final Parabolica, and he is going to finish in P2. But ultimately, he will take the Vittoria here in Italy, aka the victory here in Italy. He wins the Italian Grand Prix. Second is Urban Unicorn. Third is Dominic. Fourth, crossing the line, will be Mercury. He will take P4. But Matty, an incredible comeback drive from his dismal first 13 rounds. He will finish in P6 for the moment.
Oh.
Yes, he will.
He's done into P8 now.
P8, but still P8. He's had a great race. He's had an absolutely incredible race. Arguably because of the crash that happened between Fusion and Buckley, but there you go. And Churka, that's a very eventful, very talented ending to that race there.
He's doing it for the home faithful.
Spins it and up in a P10, and then you've got F1 Cody there crashing his car. He's had some major suspension damage there across the line.
I mean, if there's one thing I noticed in that final result, the final standings there, Maldy, was how close Urban Unicorn was to losing second to Dominic. Dominic kept his race clean all race, didn't he pick up a penalty, and he could have got second if he was just within a second of the final finish time there. That was actually really close there for P2. But I mean, top three, Eke is your winner here, across the line second, but he takes the dub. Adrian Newey is up there to accept the Constructors' Trophy here at Monza. No Ferraris on the podium. The Tifosi will surely be disappointed with that, Ian, but they will be happy that the race was nothing short of entertaining. Had a few accidents, few incidents, and a whole lot of overtaking, and there's a lot here to break down.
Thirst. I'm pretty thirsty. First is Eke taking La Vittoria here in Italy. Second is Urban Unicorn. Third is XR Dominic. But the championship is slowly slipping away from second and third. Fourth, LRS Mercury. Again, not a podium. Fifth, F1 Gravity. Sixth is Ham Jam. Seventh is Jam Ham. Eighth is Iral Mati. Ninth is Crips. 10th Jerk. 11th Cody. 12th is Fusion. A dismal performance here in Monza. 13th is Mex Stelio, and your DNFs were Abbau, Johan, Sink Buckley, Marley, and DJ Danny. That concludes then your Italian Grand Prix. Now, I believe, Rurigsi, we only have one interview tonight because Urban has got no mic and Dominic has got no mic. So it looks like we're only going to be interviewing Eke here in Italy. But, Riggsy, that was an absolutely incredible race. Absolutely incredible action here in Italy. And we have got your race winner in the party with us.
Aye, joined here by the race winner, Eke. Another one to add to his list.
Yes. So, thank you, Riggsy. So, Eke, we can only interview you this evening. because unfortunately the other two drivers on the podium don't have a mic. So we're going to interview you just for this evening and close things up a bit earlier. Another victory, Eke. You're closing in on your second championship, and let's be honest, your first proper one, because the other one was a shortened season. But how are you keeping it so consistent?
I don't know really. It's just everything. I don't know what it is. I mean, this
You know what
track,
it
the
is?
slipstream again was
Yeah,
crucial.
definitely helped. I mean, on the
Masai
corner
was-
cutting as well, Eke. You've had a great run of form with the corner cutting. What's your secret to not getting any penalties?
I'm guessing it's just a practice, just getting the corners right. Still got one though, but it won me the race. So
How did you know that Urban Unicorn had more penalties on yourself?
you can
Like,
keep
'cause
checking in game. Like ask the Jeff and Danny, who retired, was in the party as well, so he was giving updates and warnings.
No, that's fine now, because we were sitting there watching the stream and we were kind of anticipating a late move, but I was I was kind of losing track with penalties near the end, so I didn't ken that Urban Unicorn had accumulated there. So, and I'm just kind of sitting there. He's just sitting there waiting. Like, I don't know what he's waiting on, but he's just waiting on something. But I mean, if he can cross the line and stake it and take the one, then I suppose the team will take it.
Yeah, I tried to go for a move on track, but I just made a huge mistake on the second last lap before the straight, so that kind of had Ascari, so I couldn't make it. The last lap I just didn't have ERS or feel it enough to go for it.
Okay. Okay, another question then. So Singapore isn't really a track that we are looking forward to. Obviously, it's going to be the longest race of the season next week. What is needed to properly prepare for a race such as the Singapore Grand Prix?
Stay out of the walls.
Pretty good advice there. Thank you, Eke. Pretty blunt. Pretty
wait.
blunt. Just what we love to see.
Personal opinion. What's your personal opinion? What's better, Monaco or Singapore?
Well, I enjoy Singapore more. I always crash at Monaco. That's just something I always do. So Singapore, not so much.
I mean, as much as I love the glitz and glamour of Monaco, there's just something about Singapore I like. I think it's maybe the fact that it is actually 10 o'clock at night over there, but I mean, I think Singapore
Wow,
can be
in
quite
STB,
entertaining.
it could be potentially something different. Potentially.
hmm
Anyway, thank you, Eke, for joining me, for answering our questions, and another great victory. Thank you to everyone that's competed this evening and finished the race, and to the podium finishers. I'm sure they're very happy with their result. Thank you, Rixie, again, for assisting me here for another STB race. But that is the end of the season 15 European season. It has been an incredible European season, and I must say that the Hungarian Grand Prix, personally, has got to be my favourite of the European races. That's just my opinion. I don't know about you, Rixie, but that is my opinion about the European season so far. But that is it then. That concludes it, and we go back to the continent of Asia for a very special Singapore Grand Prix, which potentially could be like previous season STB. If anyone has been in touch with the STB trends, for the last 3 seasons, the Singapore Grand Prix has been a twilight race, going from afternoon conditions all the way to night because of the fancy time travel feature in the game. So do join us next week, where we potentially could be starting in the afternoon or sunset. Could be starting then, or we could be starting at night. But whatever weather, whatever time of day that the race is going to be, we look forward to going back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And we've not had a Singapore Grand Prix for quite a long time, so it's going to be good to see that. We will see you then next week at the Marina Bay Street Circuit for the Singapore Grand Prix. We'll see you then.